Growing up, me and Gus played for two different travel lacrosse teams that were basically rivals. I knew his name, didn't really know him, and we just played each other every year growing up until high school. And then I went to one high school, he went to our rival one. And after his sophomore year, he wasn't really happy there, so he decided to transfer to my high school because he had a bunch of friends on our team that played travel lacrosse with him, that knew him. So he decided to come over. A couple weeks before the school year started, and me and some of my friends were thinking about playing football, and he was at school that day and was like, yeah, let's go play football. So we all decided to go play football, and he just took off at it. He was an insane receiver. I think going into his senior year, he started getting some college recognition from a bunch of schools, and he finally decided to commit to Richmond and play football there. We had a very, very close connection with all our friends in high school, and still are very close, have group chats, have everything, always talking, at least minimum like once a day. We say something to someone in our group. But going to school is definitely challenging since we're not at high school with each other for 8 hours a day. So obviously it got a little difficult. Our whole group texts all the time, and not really thinking anything of it. It's beginning of December. Everyone's doing their own thing at their school. Gus is in the middle of his football season. We're all starting lacrosse or getting ready for finals. So it's hectic for everybody. And we get a text from one of our friends saying, have you heard from Gus? Like, his parents haven't heard from him for a couple days. And initially I didn't really think anything of it. And then the hours kept going on, and more people from my high school were texting me, have you heard from Gus? Have you heard anything from him? Have you talked to his parents? And started getting a little worried there. But next day, woke up, was getting ready for a final, and I got a call from my mom saying what happened, that he passed away from suicide. I wish there was a sign. There might have been really hidden, but when everyone talks about Gus, it's smile on his face, like ready to attack the day. Everything he did, he went all out. So it was, still is hard to think about. Put it simply, everyone loved him. After everything that happened, so many people came out of basically nowhere and just saying how Gus impacted their lives. People who were in dark places, Gus brought them out of. People who were down that didn't really have a whole lot in high school, he was there for them. And I like to think of that like Robin Williams quote when people that are going through the most kind of try to make everyone else happy and smile. And that's what Gus always did. So we're trying to honor that.
Take a minute, man.
So after the funeral, a couple days after, us and our group of friends were over at Gus's parents' house, just eating dinner with them, just trying to reconnect. And he got all his stuff, came back from college and playing football. He has a bunch of shoes, a bunch of cleats, everything. And we were going through his room, and his mom was letting us take one memorabilia basically of his stuff for Gus. And I saw these shoes, these Puma shoes that you don't see around at all. And he wore them in high school. And I used to make fun of him so much where I'm like, oh, why are you wearing Puma shoes? And his one thing was just saying they're comfortable. So right when I saw those, I asked for those. She graciously gave them to me. And I've worn them ever since, but I kind of put a beating on them, so I had to retire them recently. Gus, along with most of my friend group, all Redskins fans, and one day at school, he just showed up wearing a Dolphins beanie, and a bunch of us were kind of weirded out by that, didn't really know what to take from it. And someone went up to him and was asking him, Gus, why do you have a Dolphins beanie? And his initial response was, I look good in it and I like the colors. So ever since then, he always wore it, always had it in his car. So whenever we saw him, we saw that beanie. And someone came up with the idea after it all happened, and immediately, I think within a couple of days, everyone in our friend group from high school all had the beanies. Everyone who knew him got a beanie, and it's kind of our one way of just remembering him. Basically, what everything like we've been hearing, saying, and like trying to preach is it's okay to not be okay. Mental health and suicide prevention, it's just like breaking an arm, something, if your head's not in the right place, it's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to someone, talk to a friend, talk to anyone. My name is AJ Nieves, and I am One Nation.